Thing a little bit different today. We're going to talk about Florida man. We're not going to talk to Cynthia Black about that yet because I want to hear her responses because it's going to be interesting. We're just going to laugh today. Laughter is good like medicine, so it's important to laugh. And she may not like some of these silly stories, so we'll be able to get her reaction to that too. So hope you guys enjoy this show as we go in. I got to switch my glasses. Ever since I turned 29, I gotta have
Join the
I
club.
gotta have reading glasses.
Join the club.
Yes. And do you have the Bluetooth or the blue light filter on yours?
Oh, my glasses?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't look at your computer that much anyway, so
Oh, yeah, I don't even
it'd
have a
be
computer.
fun. Let's get some laughing things up there. Let's see what we got. I'll send you a couple of them anyway.
You sent them to me?
No, you can hear it?
Hmm.
Okay. No, I sent them to Mom. Okay. Maybe I'll do that a little bit and then do my oh, maybe I should do my Today with Pastor Jay and then do a little bit of the laugh and then I can go into the show. Okay, let me get what I need up real quick. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, that ain't it. I had it somewhere, guys. Okay, all right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Good morning. Good morning. Wake up, and it's time to laugh.
No.
Yes, yes, yes. It is time to laugh. A lot of things have been going on, and last week I cried on the show. This week I'm just determined we're going to laugh. It's been another year of attention-grabbing headlines that often have people across the world just scratching their heads, only to realize that the story came from Florida. So my highly esteemed guest this morning is Cynthia Black. All of that. Have you ever heard of the Florida man?
Have not. Been here 30 years. Never heard of it.
Or to the Florida woman headlines?
No.
Well, it's never a boring day because they always have these funny, crazy stories, and it always points to Florida. You could literally go and search all over the internet and just put in like Florida crazy stories or Florida weird headlines, and you'll come up with some of the craziest stories. So we're going to talk about some of them today. For instance, Dr. Love. Have you ever heard of Dr. Love? Dr. Love is a Florida man who faked being a teen doctor.
Maybe I'm too old, y'all. I'm 70 years old. I don't remember none of this.
Look, the Florida man, he struck again. He made headlines after impersonating a doctor as a teenager and stealing from a patient, landed himself behind bars again. His name is Malachi Love Robinson. He was known as Dr. Love. He was arrested again. Yeah, these people do that. How about the Florida man that steals an entire stack of lottery tickets and return in new clothes to steal the same?
Oh, this is crazy.
So this stuff happens in Florida, Cynthia. What do you think? What do you think it is about Florida? Is it because of
Well, I think the weather. The
alligators
the
what?
weather's conducive though for doing anything 365 days a year. Now, when you get in other areas, like I lived in Ohio, I'm from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
6 months out of the year, we're in hibernating,
Mm-hmm.
so we can't actually or have fun. Not in no snow. With 70
Yeah,
feet of
because you
snow.
cold.
Right.
Speaking
But
of
in
snow,
Florida, you can do. I mean, even if you don't have anything on your mind, if the weather's shining, you're on the beach.
that's true.
Or you're at the mall. Or you're
Speaking
at the
of
park.
weather, did you hear about the 80 inches of snow they got in Buffalo, New York?
That sounds like me in 1978. They had so much snow. I moved to Oakland, California, and now you got to be kidding
I'm
me.
not joking. And I can't remember what year it
Wow.
was, but there was a huge snowstorm in New York when I was a little girl.
78,
That you
1978.
think that's when it was? I
Mm-hmm.
had to crawl out the window to
Mm-hmm.
get out the
Mm-hmm.
house. It had to be. You're probably right. It was about
We were
78.
snowed in 12 feet. We couldn't
Uh-huh.
even open our front door
Yeah.
all the way to the roof.
Yeah, we crawled out the window to get out of the house. We
Wow.
couldn't get
We
anywhere.
had
Yeah,
to wait.
80
Oh,
inches
those.
of snow. What I found interesting, you know how we have lawnmowers here?
Yes.
People had snow machines, like they just
Right.
owned them
Right.
in that town. Okay, so here's another story. We'll hear your reaction to this. A man steals a gator from a Florida golf course, tosses it around to teach it a lesson.
I'm telling you, girl, it's the weather. They are bored. They have nothing else to do but sacrifice their life. He could have got killed.
Uh-huh. Okay. A man sprays bear repellent inside a Florida Bath and Body Works.
I take the fifth on that. I don't know what bear repellent.
Yeah, bear repellent.
It must smell good than sweat and funk.
No, I don't think.
Well, you said they were in some kind of gym.
No, they were in Bath and Body Works. You know the store
Oh,
where
Bath and Body.
Yeah.
Well, see, then that's a mental problem. You know, he needs to be tested, and that's crazy because people could have allergic reactions. So many things.
These are all Florida stories. Okay, we're going to get a laugh out of you. A Florida man, tired of having to fill potholes on a street near his business, decided to switch things up. He planted a banana tree in one of the potholes.
You know what? I ain't mad at him. Whatever works. People are just, they're a little desperate, a little out the box, a little crazy. I tell you, I'm convinced it's the weather because they've got all year to do things and to act stupid and make wrong choices. But as long as they don't hurt anybody, let's, keep it there.
Okay, well, we've got these are all Florida man stories, and I have Cynthia Black with me. We're just talking about some of the things that happen all the time in Florida. This is like a normal thing. I read a story one time where a guy went and bought beef tongue. Oh no, he stole beef tongue from the store and put it in his pants to leave the store.
I know. See, now that's a little immoral. But
Yeah.
I mean, people just, I tell you, it's the times we're living in, of course.
Right.
And then the choices. They feel like, I didn't do anything. I won't go to jail. It's not illegal. Yes, it is.
Well, this one Florida man tried to rob a Waffle House with finger guns.
If I'd have saw that, I would have shot back with finger guns. Girl, who does that?
He pointed his hands into finger guns and yelled, "Get on the ground. Y'all all getting
Ooh.
robbed."
Oh, wow.
He said he was high and drunk before grabbing some napkins and leaving the store. The deputies found the would-be armed robber at his home where he admitted to robbing the restaurant of its napkins.
But I believe it. I'm telling y'all, I believe it. When you have a homeless area, you've got the economic, really challenging people are desperate. You ain't seen nothing yet, I think.
You think it's going to get
weirder
and weirder?
It's going to get weirder and weirder just because of the times that we're living in. See, when I was growing up in the 50s, I was a baby boomer. You are, what are you, a millennium? What are you?
I'll take that, though.
What are you? Oh, okay, whatever. But
whatever
but
I am,
each
I still say I'm
generation-
29, so I'm still a millennial.
It's like in my mother's day, I think, oh, they're so ancient and but it's just the generations. Every generation brings something hopefully fresh and new.
Well, it's bringing crazy because
Crazy.
I was at dinner with my daughter the other day, my 18-year-old daughter, and we were at a table. It was like a group thing at a table with another family, mom, dad, son, and it was just a few other people. And the son kept talking to the dad. It was like, "Stop stuttering," yelling and screaming and stuff. And I wasn't really paying much attention and was saying all kinds of stuff and was talking about his, bank stuff and was just correcting the father. Anyway, my daughter got my attention. She said, Mom, you hear that? You hear that? Look, listen. And I went, oh my goodness. I said, oh, I would stab him. I mean, no, seriously. I did.
I would snatch a hole in
I
him.
did. I was like, oh my goodness, I might.
See, the times.
Just the times, just talking back. So my daughter, she asked me, she's like, Mom, what do you think it is? you know, and she's half white. Of course, she goes,
Biracial, yeah.
yeah. So she goes, is it, do white parents allow their children to behave and act like that? Because I never would. Well, 30 more minutes into the conversation, I look at her. She goes, Mom, I'm stabbing myself. If I had ever said any of the things, just disrespectful, correcting, and
But a lot of that is about you're like a
I'm,
product of your environment. So if the dad was like that, say the dad talked to his dad like that,
well, I
then
mean,
you got like
I'm not, my parents did the best they could do with what they had. I did the best I can do with what I had. I tell my children to do better than what I've done
okay,
for you.
okay, okay,
Let's break this cycle. And
okay.
I'm not in no way a model parent by any stretch of imagination, but I cannot imagine. I would seriously, I I would roll my eyes to the back of my head and pass out if my children spoke to me some kind of way like that.
Well, they have to be trained. You know, you raise pigs, but you train children. So if
Ooh,
they didn't like,
I like that.
if they didn't discipline him and say, "No, Johnny, don't do that. No, that's disrespectful." Man, we said, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." We were so polite. It was just a
Hmm.
part of our environment.
My mother could give me the look.
Oh,
You hear
my mother
me?
too. My
The
mother slapped
look.
my head.
All she had to do was look at me, and I was done. I was like, okay, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to do that.
Hmm,
But
hmm.
children today, I don't get it. I don't get it. I have a little grand diva.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
three grand divas. Let me be real. Three grand divas. But my oldest grand diva, I call her little lady, and she's 7 years old.
Hmm.
I mean, from the time that I could remember, her parents asked her what she wanted to eat. My children ate what they got.
That's right.
If you didn't like it, you didn't eat. I mean, but now I have to say this. We've got to take a break. Kid you not. One, I'm not joking. This was a conversation between my grand diva, and I'm not going to say which one of the parents it was, but one of the parents asked her what did she want to eat? And of course, she went with,
Pizza.
she
Oh,
wanted Alfredo. She wanted,
excuse me.
yeah. No, no, that wasn't it. What kind of pasta do you, I was done. We got to take a break, guys. We got to take a break. Look, nothing wrong with how you raise these kids. They probably come out better than my children, my grandchildren. I hope so. But I don't know. You ate what I put on your plate, and that was the end of it. None of this other foolishness. But we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
Got pasta.
Oh,
That's y'all's fault.
Look, I did raise my children on pasta with marinara sauce, but that was because we had, a time
Yeah.
we ain't had to meet, so
Right,
they had to
right.
know what
There
marinara
was
was.
right true.
But what kind of shells? What kind of pasta?
But they get
she
all of
wanted?
their. You got to remember, they get their habits
Y'all,
from.
please, y'all
I
get
never
that
had any
stuff.
children, but I can imagine.
Oh no, y'all ate what you got. If you didn't
Oh,
eat
my
it,
mother didn't
if
play
you
that.
did not eat your food,
She said,
you had it for breakfast the next day. Okay,
my
that was
mother
it.
used to force me to eat rice, and then I'd vomit it all off.
Mm.
I hate rice.
You still don't like rice?
Since I was a little girl, it's too gummy or too. I don't know what it is about rice. If I got a bunch of Chinese food on top of it, some rice
I know you like
or some
Chinese food.
gravy.
All right, we're gonna go back in. We're talking about some crazy headlines, and we're getting Cynthia Black. Let's do a laugh coming back in. Florida is undoubtedly the most curious, wackiest, and unusual state in the United States, inhabited by the weirdest people ever. This is an article that I'm reading. And it says, no wonder as the local Floridians have to deal with alligators, venomous snakes, and seasonless climate, mosquitoes and such, high humidity that leaves you all wet in a second on a hot one every day. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. But everyone's talking about what's going on in Florida. Whether it's the Everglades or the Miami Floridians, they're calling them quite kooky. That's what they say. And if the dire consequences do happen, it is a law to make every arrest public information, thus putting every deed of these crazy people on the spotlight. There are tons of unbelievable headlines out there. If you don't believe me, go look at it. About situations that have bewildered everyone, while there are many different individuals involved in these stories. Florida man, that's what they call him. Florida man always takes the cake with some of the most mind-boggling examples. And there's a Twitter account named Florida Man that gathers real life stories of the world's worst superheroes. And these are some funny, amazing stories. So this guy had this one shirt on. I guess it was his lucky shirt. He went to court. He's in court and he wears a shirt that says, F the police.
That ain't happening. I watch Court Cam. I know that ain't happening.
It happened, and he won his case in Florida. Only can happen in Florida. Okay.
Wow.
A Florida man attacked during a selfie with a squirrel. That's interesting. He goes, I'm hit. I'm in Florida. But here's a telltale sign. This one Florida man, this is seriously, the shirt said, who needs drugs? And then under it, it says, no, seriously, I have drugs. And he was arrested for possession.
He really had. Well, that's a mindset, girl. That is something. The weather makes it so they can just do it anywhere, but it also starts in that brain. When they're thinking and they're bored and they don't have a job, nothing to do, they do these type of things, and it could cause harm. It could cause a lot of damage.
One Florida man, he was arrested, charged with assault with a deadly weapon. He threw an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through window.
Oh, no, that's criminal. That's criminal, y'all. Come on now. Let's not get stupid. With every choice we make, there is a consequence, whether it's good or bad.
All right. Did you hear about the guy that stole a car and had a baby in the backseat? He went and took the baby.
Carjack like or something?
Yeah. He steals a car, realizes the baby's in it.
Right.
He drops the baby off for safety, and then he makes his getaway.
Oh, yeah. They have this much of a conscience. Look. Their conscience is about this big, especially when children are involved.
Okay. We got to laugh at this. Give me a laugh, Mark. I need him to laugh. He'll edit this. Okay, so here's this one. A Florida cop claims Burger King put dirt on his food. They investigated it. Dun, dun, dun. It was revealed it was seasoning.
Well, why would they put seasoning on this? At McDonald's, they don't do that.
But this was a cop. He accused Burger King of putting dirt on his food. This is something. Okay, I'm just laughing over here. I need to laugh. I guess that's what it is, All right, here we go. Here's another one. A Florida man gets tired of waiting at the hospital. He steals an ambulance.
Oh, well, that's real. I see that on TV. But that's just reality shows. But if they're trying to duplicate and imitate what they see on TV, that's a problem.
It must be a lot of it here in Florida.
Because I asked a guy yesterday. I said, "What do you do all day?" He said, "I watch TV." So they're getting almost brainwashed with what they see, commercials, and it's a part of life. He's older too. I said, "You don't have any hobbies or anything like that?" "No, I watch TV." So they try to get and live their life off of that TV, and it's crazy.
Well, here's a stupid one. A Florida man tries to rob a store while wearing a transparent bag on his head.
Oh, I think I saw that. I saw that on Facebook, y'all. I didn't know he was from Florida.
Yes. See, this is the thing. All the crazy stuff. In Florida.
Weather.
I mean, a man break into jail to hang out with his friends.
No, I could see that because people are lonely to the point that they would do anything. And, if he wants the consequences of getting locked up because he wants to be with his friend, it's I don't want to say mental, but I do want to say mental.
It must be. Okay, so this one guy went fishing. I guess he went crabbing, and he pulled up a crab, and it said the girl's name, Hillary is a lion witch. Someone put it on the crab and put the crab back in the thing. What would you do with something like that?
Well, things like that can get them a show.
Oh,
I mean, believe it or not, they've got this thing where you're an influencer, and I'm thinking, well, what is that? So I Googled that and found out what people are doing things that is attracting other things.
oh, like this
and
guy.
they're getting paid off of it.
This Florida man, he tried to run to Bermuda in an inflatable bubble.
You know where?
I wish
Do
you
you
guys
know where
could see-
Bermuda?
I could wish you guys could see Cynthia's
Let's get
face
the map
right now.
out. Bermuda, Florida.
He did.
But see, he might get a show. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of these things are based by, coming up. Actors and movie stars were completely different.
Okay. I've got to say this, and I'm going to be probably dinged for it. We have a Florida man in Flagler County.
What?
He got stopped. I can't remember why he got stopped, but he got stopped by the police and said he was on his way to the dentist, and the person that was driving him, something was his Uber driver. You remember that story? That's a Florida man story. For those of you who follow local politics, you're going to laugh because you're going to say that was a lot. Okay, here we go. Here's a lot about a local cuisine. A Florida man was arrested for beating and assaulting his girlfriend with fried chicken.
Oh, honey, they'll kill you over chicken wing in Oakland.
Really?
Oh, a card game. They're obsessed with what they're obsessed with. And we don't know. They look normal and we see them in the store. But we don't know whether they're, especially now with the times we're living in, that everything's affected. Used to be just one thing.
Right.
But now it's like a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to talk about this chicken for a minute because I'm watching television. Remember when Popeye's chicken sandwiches came out? Man, everybody
got
went
shot in line.
Yeah, everybody went crazy over Popeye's
Now,
chicken
see, that's
sandwiches.
what's it?
And someone got shot in line. They couldn't keep them in stock.
I know.
People all over the world. It was crazy. So my mom watched television all the time. She watches TV all the time. She comes up with stuff all the time. So I took a Popeye's chicken sandwich. She wouldn't eat it. She told me it was laced with something that's going to make me go crazy.
Oh, she was kidding.
No, she was serious. She said they were addictive and they were laced with something. I said, Mom, you need to stop watching television.
Yeah.
You need to stop watching television. So we got to take a break, but I'm going to end with this one. And this isn't funny at all. A Florida man climbs on a playground equipment to tell children where babies come from. See, people need help. All right, don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You were listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
I am.
Because I want to hear about that. Okay. We'll give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, theFloridaMortgageCenter.com. Thank you for sponsoring Today with Pastor Jay. Now, during the break, you was talking about you saw a black guy doing what?
He had a violin right there in front of McDonald's and Palm Coast Parkway. And I had saw him last week, but it wasn't raining or anything. So I just thought he was homeless and wanted some money. So the other day when it was raining, I saw him out there in the rain going from car to car, and he came past my car. I was so much in shock.
You sure he was playing the violin?
Well, I don't know what he would be doing, faking. He could have even been faking it.
Yeah, because they have these people all over the roads now, and they have these boom boxes, and they pretend like they're playing the violin and all that and the music, and it's all whatever, and they sit there and they're panhandling getting money.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw another black guy. He was doing voting, and he was playing the trumpet. Right?
Probably the same black guy.
No, it wasn't the same black guy, because this guy was older and this guy was young. Because then I saw him yesterday walking back on the sidewalk home with the horn. So people are doing things, as we know, they're desperate to get attention, but they also might get a record deal. You heard about the guy that from Columbus, Ohio, he was homeless, and he was a radio broadcaster.
Homeless.
He was homeless because he lost everything. But His career was he was a radio.
Okay.
How about somebody called somebody? Next thing I know, he's on TV. You guys.
Really?
Radio broadcaster out of Columbus, Ohio, my hometown. So that's what I'm saying, Jolene. A lot of times people know they're gifted with something, but because they're broke or they're bipolar or whatever, they don't have any support. They'll start doing some crazy things when the sun's shining every day.
That could be it. If we had some downtime with some snow,
Okay.
people probably sit home and sit their hind part down, as they used to say back in the day. Sit their butts in the chair and don't go anywhere.
And play Monopoly and bingo. That's what we did during the blizzard in '78.
But now we just moving around. That must have been what happened to this Florida man. He was arrested for driving a stolen vehicle while the monkey was clinging to his chest, and he told the police that the monkey made him do it. The monkey told him. The monkey told him to do it.
But he got headlines. That's what they want.
I know.
They want them headlines.
I know. Oh, well, that's kind of what happened. No.
See, once they get that attention and that notoriety, then they keep doing it because they see, oh, maybe I can get some money. Let me panhandle. I mean, Jolene, we're living in the last days. Whatever it takes, that's what people are doing. They're trying to survive.
Well, this one Florida man, he was arrested for eating pancakes in the middle of a crosswalk. I just don't get it.
Is that a law? Evidently.
I know. He just decided.
But he got arrested, so.
Yeah.
Well, they got some laws in Florida now that are correct. You can't hang up your clothesline.
Okay, I'm going to end with this one because I know we got to go. A Florida man disguises himself in a bull costume as he tries to burn down his former lover's house with pasta sauce.
Y'all quit. I can't take it.
All right, guys, that's our laugh for the week. It was time to be a little lighter, and I just thank you, Cynthia, for joining me on
I
that
had
one.
a good time.
This is crazy. This is stuff you can't do. I mean, Florida man, he stole a BMW after he's told he can't buy it with food stamps.
I believe that now.
I mean, people do
Desperate
crazy
times
things.
call for desperate.
Well, they need to do something else. They need to go
We
home.
know.
They need to go home and sit down. All right, guys. You know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Apparently, you're going to stop watching TV and thinking you can be on YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is, and just sit your hot pot down somewhere or something. How they used to say. Have a great day. God bless you.
But no.